Have you ever really stopped to think about it? Every single time you love something or someone, you're also, in a way, agreeing that you might lose it. It's this profound, unspoken deal that we all make, this paradox we live with every single day.
So that brings us to the big question, right? If you know that deep connection can lead to deep pain, why do we even bother? Why do we take that risk again and again? Okay, so let's start by breaking down this unspoken deal we make every time we decide to let someone or something into our hearts.
There is this idea called the hidden cost, and it's this simple, unavoidable truth. Every beginning has an end. Every single hello we say, whether it's to a person, a new pet, or even just a new chapter in life, well, it already has the seed of a future goodbye planted inside it.
And that's the deal. It's non-negotiable. But what's so wild, what's so remarkable, is that we, knowing this, we choose to love anyway. We just accept the terms, Most of the time, we don't even think about it. And that right there, that's a quiet but massive act of courage. So if we accept this cost, how are we supposed to think about the pain that inevitably comes? Let's try to reframe it. What if grief isn't just a wound, but more like a receipt? Proof that we paid for something truly precious.
See, mourning isn't a weakness. Not at all. It's the price of admission for a life that's full of connection. It's what happens when you have the guts to open your heart knowing full well that it could break.
So then you have to ask yourself, what's the alternative? Really? Would you rather live a life that's totally shielded from pain, where your heart stays perfectly safe and unbroken?
When you lay it out like this, the choice is pretty stark, isn't it? On one side, sure, you have a life untouched by loss, but it's also a life that's empty of love. And on the other, you have a life of courage, one that's open to incredible love and, incredible pain. The takeaway here is so simple. A heart that can't break is also a heart that can't connect.
And all of this leads to a bigger, and honestly a much more beautiful idea. The very thing that causes us so much pain, the fact that nothing lasts, is also the very thing that makes life so unbelievably precious.
And here's the hard truth we all have to grapple with. People are not possessions. Life doesn't offer us any guarantees. At the end of the day, nothing and no one is truly ours to keep forever.
This whole idea has a name. It's called impermanence. And instead of seeing it as a reason for despair, we can totally flip it and redefine it as the engine of value. It's the force that makes our present moments feel so meaningful and so urgent.
Because it's true, isn't it? The things we know we can lose become more beautiful. Just think about a sunset or a flower that's only in bloom for a short time, or just a perfect moment with someone you care about. Their beauty is so much more intense because we know they won't last. That temporary nature is what makes them so sharp, so vibrant, and so worthy of our attention.
Okay, so if everything is temporary, and that's actually what makes it beautiful, how does that change the way we live our actual lives? How do we put this whole philosophy into practice?
Well, it forces us to recognize where our power really is. It's not in the future, that's a total question mark. And it's not in the past, that's already sealed. All of our power is right here, in this single, shimmering present moment. This is the only time we can actually act, feel, and love.
And what does that look like? It's actually pretty simple. It means we listen with our full attention, not just waiting for our turn to talk. We laugh without holding back. We hug our loved ones just a little bit longer. And we say I love you not just out of habit but with real intention, because we get that now is the only time we're guaranteed.
So let's bring all these ideas together. Let's build one final, really empowering way to think about how to move through the world.
Living courageously isn't about being fearless. It's about looking at the reality of life, all its beauty and all its inevitable pain, and looking it straight in the face. It's about making a choice to appreciate what and who you have in your life right now, in this moment, while they're here.
This all leads to a really powerful shift in how you see things. You stop seeing the temporary nature of life as some kind of tragic flaw. Instead, you see it as an invitation, maybe even a command, to cherish everything more deeply.
And that leaves us with one last, very personal question. Knowing that this moment, right now, is all you truly have, how will you choose to live in it? How will you cherish your now?